In crypto, speed matters, but trust matters more. At Caleb and Brown, you're never on your own. We connect you with your own personal broker and a 24/7 team, ready to help you buy, sell, or swap over 250 digital assets with one flat, transparent fee. No spreads, no slippage, no hidden costs. Get the best market prices through deep, aggregated liquidity executed by our professional trading desk. Your funds are secured with institutional-grade cold storage for total peace of mind. Track every move in real time with our intuitive client portal, anywhere, anytime. Whether you're trading as an individual, trust, or business, we give you speed, security, and peace of mind. Thousands of clients in over 100 countries already trust Caleb and Brown. Visit calebandbrown.com and start your personalized crypto journey today.
And welcome back to another episode of the Blockchain Brew Show, where this time my camera works. Welcome in, Cisco. I don't know if you were here last night. I don't remember if you were here last night, but but if you were, you remember you remember how I pulled the crypto face and my camera wasn't on. I was just voicing over the charts, and hey, it happens. That's life doing crypto YouTube or any kind of YouTube streaming, really, if you don't have a dedicated studio person. Like you run into technical difficulties and stuff happens. I swear I tried everything to get my camera, which is my iPhone, to connect to my Mac Mini, and man, nothing was working. Finally, I turned my iPhone off and turned it back on. It's the old turn it off, turn it back on trick. Now I did that with my Mac over and over again. Closed StreamYard, opened it back up, closed Google Chrome, opened it back up, shut down my whole Mac Mini, booted it back up, ran a software update on my Mac, nothing, but turned my iPhone off and turned it back on. Now it connects. So, hey, everything is a lesson, and now, 4 or 5 months from now, my camera's not turning on, I'll be able to remember, hey, let me turn off that iPhone too. So there you go. Anyways, guys, enough about my technical difficulties. Don't forget to smash the like button. It's the easiest way you can help support the channel. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to become part of the Brew Crew, the undisputed, most hydrated crypto community on the entire internet. There's no comparison. So it's not even close. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And guys, let's jump into it. A little late for the weekly close, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna cover it. I also do want to explore what's going on over on X, just for a little bit of Sunday fun. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, got my screen shared, and bam. Let's get after it. First things first, guys. ASMR pop. We got you a foggier window today. There you go. There's the the off-road tank driving through a bunch of fog right there on the can art. This is a double dry hopped hazy double IPA from Monkish Brewing Company, coming in at 8.1%. Now, Foggier Window gets released a few times a year. It's one of their flagships, you would say. They have other beers that were probably they're probably only released once a year. The ones that are harder to get. This one's a flagship. It's released 3 times a year probably. Cisco says, I heard you. I passed out in the middle of the stream. I was burnt out. Yeah, I was at it late, man. So what I like about Foggier Window is that there's this subtle taste of orange juice on the finish. So yeah, anyways, ASMR pop. Bam. Here's the pour, as opposed to the rich. Got it in a around the horn glass. About a 2-finger head. Okay. Around the Horn is a brewery outside of Yosemite National Park. My wife and I love to go to Yosemite. It's I don't know, 5-hour drive away from us, but it's a beautiful place, man. We've been probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 times in the last 6 years. That's how much we love it up there. But it's a good place, and it's when you got a good brewery adjacent to it, right up there in a mountain town called Groveland. If you ever go there, good vibes, good beer, good people. Last time I was there, I was sitting at the bar in the tap room, and this guy that works there was telling us all about how he worked seasonally in Antarctica for a while. He was telling us that he first came to Groveland when he was working a temp job at Yosemite National Park, and he lived out of one of the lodges there because he worked for the Park Service, or he worked for he worked for one of the lodges, right? And so they gave him they let him just live out of one of the rooms. That was part of his compensation package. Young single guy, I mean, why not, right? It just depends on your value system. If you're in your 20s and you value traveling the world and being in nature and all that more than you value I don't know, buying a house, being in a mortgage, whatever. There's not a right or wrong answer to me. That's what you love to do it. But so he was living out of one of the rooms in the lodge. He would he would work there. He'd go into the park on his off time. Well, he applied for this role to go down to Antarctica and work in the cafeteria down there. The cafeteria that kind of serves all the people that are coming to do, science work and whatever, exploration and whatever else. He had told us that when you're doing that kind of job, if you don't have a house, if you don't have an apartment, or you don't have anything, piling up bills back home while you're working down there, you can go work and get a tax break and not have to pay any of your bills and not pay lodging while you're there. So you get free Logi. You basically get to live for free for however long you do it as you stack your paychecks. And the only problem is most people can do it, from what he was telling us, most people can only do it seasonally, because what happens is if you're going to stay longer than like 6 months, you have to pass a psych evaluation. Like, the reason why you have to pass a psych evaluation is because life is just brutally different down there. Like, you don't have amenities. You can't really, you don't have a grocery store to go to. Like, the things that you get shipped are frozen. I mean, there's no such thing as fresh vegetables and fruits. I mean, forget about fresh meat. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. You know, so you got to be willing to, and then it's dark a lot of the time, which I would love that personally, but it's dark a lot of the time. You're away from your family. You're away from anyone you know. It's dark. You don't have anything fresh. You don't really have a lot of amenities. And so you have to pass a psych evaluation to be able to work longer than like 6 months. Hey, what's up, John 316? Welcome on in. Good to see you in here. And but yeah, other than that, he told us that it's pretty cool. I mean, for him, it was cool. He said they only had like the real big commercial beers down there. They did have a little bar that the employees could go to, but he also said that, I mean, the trucks that drive through Antarctica, you'd be interested in this, John 316. The truck, if you're a truck driver in Antarctica, your wheels are like tractor wheels, you know, because it's on ice the whole time. It's just, you're crawling at, 5 miles an hour the whole time. And it's a dangerous job, because if your engine goes out, if you get stuck, if you have to turn your truck off and you're away from like base camp, that's a death sentence, so yeah, crazy place. But I'm sorry for going on that rant, but I totally forgot what put me on that rant. But hey, it's Sunday, guys. Let's come over to X just for a minute. Let's see here. Guys, if you haven't followed us on X, go give us a follow at the blockchain brew _, educating our audience on Bitcoin and crypto assets, participating in the next iteration of finance and the internet, sipping on craft beer, enjoying life. So there you go. This is Apex charting, guys. Look at that. All right, what do we got going on? I'm getting sick of seeing so much AI. Not so much AI video. I don't care, but I'm getting sick of seeing so much AI art. It's crazy. I know we do a little bit of AI video on our shorts here on the channel, but it's for fun, guys. It's literally just for fun. It's not to replace authenticity, okay? It's a supplement. We're on here live, usually for an hour or more, every single day, and so it doesn't get much more authentic than that. You see my technical difficulties. You see me when I'm tired. You see me when I'm not here, and Tyler and T-Square is covering me, and you see T-Square here when he's tired, and I'm not here and he's covering me, which is more often the thing. Everyone put a +1 in the chat for T-Square, because celebrating Father's Day right now, but man, that guy is committed. Like, his work ethic, man, he's going to show up pretty much. I mean, there's 365 days in a year. He's probably streaming 300 and over 350 days. I'll put it like that. So, hey, that's credit where credit is due, man, for sure. Sal Blindenberg. I don't know how to read your username, but thanks for hopping on in here. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Number one reason is you get to be part of the Brew Crew, the undisputed most hydrated crypto community on the entire internet. There's no comparison. Is Bitcoin going under 60K in the next few days? We're going to get into that here in a minute. Definitely soon, in my opinion. Definitely in the coming weeks, for sure. Bitcoin is going back under 60K. Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of altcoins look worse. So let's see here. Usually seeing interesting stuff right off the bat here on X. It looks a little slow today. This is interesting. From prototype to fundable business. Night Sky is a 10-week accelerator helping founders strengthen their product, growth strategy, and fundraising readiness. Apply now. That's pretty cool. Businesses launching on midnight. So there you go. Strike CEO Jack Muller says Bitcoin will reach 500K when central planners print money to bail out an inevitable coming liquidity crisis. Yeah, that's the truth. Unfortunately, guys, the really, really insane numbers for Bitcoin, the $1 million plus Bitcoin, unless it's either one of two paths to $1 million Bitcoin. Okay, path number one is diminished losses, create a scenario where it takes longer to get to $1 million. It just does, right? We get there over the next 10 to 20 years, probably more like 10. Well, it's just hard, 10, 15 years. Or we get there because of a liquidity crisis and massive money printing. And so Bitcoin goes to $1 million, but the strain on civilized economy is just growing and growing along with it. So, not that it's not still good to be in Bitcoin in that case. I mean, if you're just in cash, that's not going to grow, as that's going to go down, as money prints. So it's better to be in hard money for sure. It's just that, having to have a liquidity crisis in order to get to $1 million Bitcoin is not like the best thing in the world, It's still good for Bitcoiners, but hey. All right. Ladies, Michael Saylor, would you rather have strategy buy 200,000 Bitcoin a year and sell 10,000, or buy no Bitcoin and sell no Bitcoin? Yeah, that absolutely. Absolutely. It's perfectly reasonable, guys. Okay, let me come over here to Let's see what the guru is watching today. All right, just in, Michael Saylor hints at buying more Bitcoin. President Trump says the U.S. has the best economy ever. Record job numbers in stock market. I feel like that's half true. The jobs numbers are not the best right now. They're not. The stock market has hit all-time highs, but that's in a bit of a correction now, right? And as that corrects, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? President Trump says there will be no tolls in the Strait of Hormuz unless they are imposed by and for the United States of America. Okay, well. Iran's IRGC officially declares the Strait of Hormuz closed to all vessels, warns approaching ships face a security risk. Man, okay. All right, guys, let's come over to Bitcoin and do what you guys are all here to do. Man, that's a big candle right there. On the hour chart, we had this break below the trend line. This is just on the hour, so it's not the most significant thing. But look, we had a sell signal come in on the hour chart. Converging trend lines. Break of the trend line. Right here. Big red candle. Now we've got a bullish engulfing candle. Stochastic RSI put in a bottom. Hyperwave put in a bottom. It looks like we're kind of struggling to get back in the pattern, though. I mean, the breakdown below the uptrending line of support was a big break below, so recovering it is going to be tough. It's going to take more than one big candle, but we'll see what happens. This is definitely rounding this top right here. Rounded tops do not pay the bills. Rounded bottoms pay the bills, but you can also say this is a shoulder, head, right shoulder on the hour chart, and the measured move of that is going to be right in between the TP1 and the TP2. So it's coming down to about $62,300. That's just on the hour chart, so it's not the biggest move in the world, but it does look bearish for what it's worth. Money flow is deep in the red, so even though you're getting this bullish candle, Stokes are coming up, Hyperwave wants to come up, but it's gonna ultimately look like a lower high, in my opinion. Now let me actually get to a different chart. Erase all my drawings. Go to the 4-hour. And on the 4-hour, you're still inside of converging trend lines. Okay. But this is a significant lower high with a rounding top. Okay. We're just waiting to break that uptrending line of support. You have a sell signal waiting for the break of support, and take profit 1 at $62,465. Take profit 2 at $60,106.56. Okay. When we come to the 12-hour, and this is where we see that who asked within the next couple of days. Says, what do you think a good buying point is on Solana? Been buying Sol in the $66 range, thinking it'll go into the low 50s. I think Bitcoin could go under 50K at some point in the next few months, hopefully. Okay, so here has been my prediction on Bitcoin since the end of last year, since December. I think between $54,000 and $48,000. Okay, here's the reason why. Without going to the monthly and showing you on the chart, if you've been tracing Bitcoin for a while, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. $54,000 is about the bottom of the the bottom of the bull flag that took all of 2024 to form. Okay, so that's the bottom of the flag, is $54,000. Now you had wicks going as low as $48,000 during that time. So that's why I say between $54,000 and $48,000 is where I'm looking at for Bitcoin to put in its low this year. Can it go under 48? Absolutely. Sure. You know, there's a long uptrending line of support on the monthly that would bring it down to $40,000 exactly. Okay, so, but before I start saying 40, I need to see a daily candle close below 48. Now, I know that may not be the most helpful thing in the world to say, because if we do get a daily candle close below 48, I mean, it may be already just capitulating all the way down to 40 in one fell swoop, right? But I'm just saying I'm not ready to say 40 yet, because I think that 54 to 48 is a very, very, very difficult level to contend with, just because of all of the liquidity that happened there. It represents the bottom of the bull flag that took all of 2024 to form. So I would need to see that break. Okay, we'll get to Sol in a minute here. $12-hour chart for Bitcoin. Let me. Ooh. No, I removed my indicators on accident. That's okay. No, I don't want that one. Well, yeah, I do. I just need to reconfigure it now. Okay, so get Lux Algo up. Get Lux Algo Oscillator up. Oscillator. And then get Stochastic RSI. Now I need to fix my settings on Luxalgo. So I don't use the smart trail. I use the reversal zones. I use the trend catcher. I want my take profit and stop loss levels. I want them as signals. And then the only thing I'm missing now is my trend lines. Trend lines with breaks. There we go. All right, now I'm back in business. Sorry about that, guys. But hey, you got to see how I set up my Lux algo. So I keep buying Bitcoin every few days. Cisco, I tried to control Z to undo it, but because I literally deleted or literally removed my indicators, it wouldn't let me do that. Keep buying Bitcoin every few days. That's what I'm doing right now with Cardano. I'm a Cardano maximalist. I am trying to learn my lesson, okay, and weigh down my portfolio with Bitcoin as well. But the Bitcoin for me has been like every couple weeks or so. Let's see, gold and silver busting loose. Well, hey, good for that. Says, but I know it's going to come down a bit. Absolutely, it is. It is headed down. Make no mistake. So on the 12-hour chart, you've got a strong sell signal on Luxalgo. Take profit number one is at $59,337. Take profit number two is at $54,735. And that's on the 12-hour chart, guys. Like, we are going to see a very bearish move coming in the near future, in my opinion. 12-hour stochastic RSI has plenty of momentum underneath it to drop, and it just put in a bearish cross. The hyperwave just put in a bearish cross as well. Money flow is green on the 12-hour barely, but what does that show you? That shows you that when we break this trend line, I didn't mean to draw that. When we break this trend line right here, money flow is going to dip into the red, and it's going to send us down with pressure. So there you go. There's the 12-hour chart is showing targets in the 50s. Okay, the daily chart is the only chart that has some indecision, right? Because you have this buy signal. I covered this last night. This is a fake out. This buy signal is a fake out. The reason it's a fake out is because the 12-hour is bearish and the 3-day is bearish. The 2-day is bearish as well. So the 12-hour and the 2-day is bearish, and the daily is showing the, look at the bullish cross on the Stokes right here, right? That's showing you that you can kind of come up one more time, but that signal I don't believe is going to play out. The hyperwave seems to be the most accurate here. Hyperwave has a bearish cross, and it has not faked back to the upside yet. Also, the confluence bar down here just turned bright red on the daily, showing you that the entire oscillator agrees on bearishness. So these take profits up here are not confirmed. They are not valid because the trend catcher is still red. Those are only valid if the trend catcher were to turn green. Okay, let me remove those drawings, and we'll go to the weekly. Weekly Well, let me do the 3-day first. Okay, 3-day and the weekly show basically the same thing going on. You have money flow in the red on the 3-day, strong sell signal, red trend catcher, bear flag, looking to potentially play out here. And that would represent a move down to $46,630. If it stops just short of that, then you've got the $48,000 low that I talked about on the 3-day. Okay, I'll remove those drawings. Let's go to the weekly. The weekly, man, bad week for Bitcoin. And I think we might have just seen the lowest weekly close of this cycle. Not quite. Let's see. This close back here was at a couple weeks ago. That close was at $63,294, and today's close was at $63,282. So yeah, just barely by about $10. We just put in the lowest weekly close for Bitcoin of this cycle. Okay, you have on the weekly chart a strong sell signal, the break of a trend line, and a red trend catcher. Okay, this is the recipe for disaster on LexAlgo. Okay, when you've got all three of those coming into play, it is bad news. Strong sell signal, break of a trend line, and red trend catcher. That tells you that this take profit, number one down here, at $48,337, that take profit is confirmed. That take profit is in play. Okay? Now, if it falls just short of it, you know, again, I've been saying between 54 and 48, but making a concerted run down toward that take profit number one at $48,000, that is going to happen. I don't have a lot of doubt about that. He says, do you have more ADA than Bitcoin? I do. I am a Cardano maximalist. Call me crazy for it, you know, but look, a lot of that is in large part due to the fact that, you know, I've been in crypto since January 2021, and I've been accumulating ADA heavily the whole time I've been in crypto. And so, you know, just over the last year, I have repented of the error of my ways. Not for being bullish on Cardano, but just for not accumulating Bitcoin, right? I have realized the error of my ways, and I have started to try to accumulate Bitcoin to anchor my portfolio. Okay, so Cardano was huge in 21. Yes, it was, but really though, a lot of my buying history was not so much in 2021. Yeah, I was buying, but I couldn't really afford a lot back then. I was doing Instacart and DoorDash back then to supplement my income. And you know, I bought like 1,000 ADA at 90 cents. I bought a little bit more at $1.08. But I mean, I was buying tens of thousands of ADA in 2022 and 2023 around the 24-cent zone, and a little bit around 30 cents. And my average entry was 27 cents or something like that. Now, right now at these prices, I'm bringing that average entry down. Yeah. So there you go. Although I was buying in 2021, I was not buying so much in 2021 that that I'm down 90% right now. I was not buying at $3. If you're wondering. Yeah. So I was at $3 waiting for $10, like everyone else was waiting for the moon, but let's see. So that's the tale of the charts there on the weekly for Bitcoin. Let's run over to Solana real quick. Okay. Solana on the weekly actually put, the Stokes are crossing bullish. Hyperwave has that green dot bullish cross. Money flow deep in the red though. And you've hit your weekly take profit number 1 at $65,000. I don't think that it's going to go down here to $12 at the take profit 2. I just don't. Guys, a lot of smaller altcoins, their take profit number 2 on Luxalgo for the weekly, they're literally at $0. That has a lot of altcoins going to 0. So I don't think that Solana is hitting its TP2 on the weekly. I just don't. But if we look at the 3-day, this is more realistic. I think that the take profit number 2 can hit on the 3-day. That would be at $38. Now, money flows flirting with the green right now. Solana might go up for a little bit, but I don't think that's going to last. Okay, on the daily. Solana is crazy. I hate Solana, but, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to trade it and make a deal with the devil, but TP1 at $87, buy signal on the daily, green trend catcher, which shows you that the TP1 is in play. Solana might go up. I don't know why, though. That's just what Luxalgo is showing me. But, the consistent thing, though, is that the money flow remains deeply in the red. So in a bull market, you can expect these take profits to hit all the time. In a bear market like this, you can't expect them to hit 100% of the time. It might go up a few dollars, and then, once Bitcoin crashes, it changes the way that this chart looks. So I think that you have to not, again, in the market that we're in the bearish market that we're in, I think that you have to, on a risk on altcoin like this, I think that you have to not rely so much on the signal that's here. I think that you have to take your cues from what Bitcoin is doing. Because if Bitcoin goes below 60, Solana is not going to go to $87. That signal is not going to play out. It may bump up a couple more bucks, but it's going to fall over if Bitcoin goes down. So 12-hour. You know, 12-hour has a take profit at $61, but this strong sell signal is not in play right now because the trend catcher turned green. That trend catcher flips red again, which may happen because look, the stochastics are flipping bearish. The hyperwave is looking to make a lower high. May put in some bearish divergence if the price can get up to like 75, 76 bucks, then you end up with a swing up on price and a swing down on the oscillators. You put in bearish divergence, then the trend catcher turns red, and then you're heading down toward $61 on the take profit. Right? Like it's just, you have to really read between the lines on this Solana chart right now. And you have to ask yourself conditional questions. If X happens, then Z will happen. Solana's a tricky chart right now, in my opinion. It's giving some bullish signals, but I don't think those are going to hold. I got in at the same time, but only ever had over 20,000 ADA, but now have 20K at 30-cent average. I sold a bunch of SOL at $60 years ago, thinking it would drop to 30. Immediately shot to the moon and couldn't afford to buy it back at over 200. Absolutely not. Yeah. Nor should you have, obviously. But hey, good to have you on the channel here. Sorry about my camera quality right now. I think that what's happening is I know this sounds funny, but I need to the port that you plug your iPhone into. I need to clean that thing out really good because my cord kind of has a loose connection right now. That's what's doing this. So I apologize about my camera quality, but yeah, thanks for being in here with us. And if you haven't subscribed, especially if you like beer, subscribe to the channel and become a member of the Brew Crew, the undisputed, most hydrated crypto community on the entire internet. There's no competition. I don't know of another crypto channel more hydrated than we are here on this one. I mean, look, I got 3 bottles of E.H. Taylor bourbon sitting back there on my shelf. I subscribed. Thank you. Have you been in the chat before? I don't know that. I don't remember. Let me look at something real quick. Dashboard. Oh yeah, I think you're new because you just ticked us up to 764. So here's a little bit of channel history for you. Another thing that we're really big on the channel, just so you know, is that I'm an outspoken Christian. So is my co-host. I'm a pastor and I'm an itinerant preacher. And I know that I know there's a lot of people in the crypto space that say that they're Christian and they've had a bad reputation, like BitBoy, which I'll get there in a minute. But there's others like Jason Casper and Crypto Jeb that really share the gospel on their streams, and they're really their actions, at least what you don't know anybody that well over a stream, just being honest. You don't see what people are doing in their real life, right? But as best I can tell, like Crypto Jeb and Jason Casper are the real deal when it comes to their faith is not a facade, right? Their faith is not shallow. Now, BitBoy, on the other hand, here's a little bit of channel history for you. Now, I'll make this really short because I have to wrap up. But my wife and I used to work for BitBoy, and my co-host used to work on Pluto Alliance. Now, when the company split happened, my wife and I jumped ship, and we left with Ben and worked on his new channel with him. As crazy as that sounds, I swear I'm telling you the truth. I mean, look, I'll just show you. I don't do this all the time, I swear. It's just a light stream right now, but look, I'll share this tab instead, and I'll go to I'm still logged into his X down here. That's his X. He just hasn't paid for his blue check mark recently, right? But they're 98.6K followers. There's his recent stream uploads, all that. Furthermore, if let's see here, go to YouTube Studio. Oh, go over here. And then yeah. So anyways, there it is. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. That was a wild ride. When he imploded in 2025, it was what it was. It's just I was rooting for him. A lot of people were rooting for him. I truly believe his mental health issues got the best of him. I believe that he was a well-meaning and in a lot of ways, like, kind-hearted person. He was very good to us, paid us very well, over $1,600 a week, actually. I mean, but the new channel was a small team, but my wife and I were his right-hand people. But being a right-hand person to Ben is a weird thing, because what it means is you're trying to corral him. It doesn't mean that you're actually like spearheading the channel. It means that you're putting out fires, right? You're like, it means that, he has one ADHD idea to the next. And then you add the Adderall on top of that. And it's just, you're trying to keep up with him is what you're trying to do. But it's we were rooting for him. I still don't have anything bad to say about him, other than that I really genuinely believe his mental health issues just got the best of him. But when we could see everything imploding in 2025, my co-host and I were talking, and we were just basically like, hey, crypto is about removing intermediaries, right? So instead of writing scripts for someone else's channel and doing things to build someone else's channel, this is like, it's time to build our own business, right? And make our own way in the space. So hey, that's kind of where a little backdrop about how we got started here on the Blockchain Brew. I'm a big craft beer enthusiast. When me and my co-host met, we went to a brewery together. You know, it's kind of it's also a cool thing that just, you know, sort of, I don't know, gives us a fun thing to do that's different than what every other channel is doing out there. You know, everyone is charting. Everyone is charting. Everyone is like doing their thing in the space. But I don't know of another. If you do like beer and bourbon, I don't know of another channel that you can go to in this space and see a fresh craft beer pour almost every day. I mean, look, sometimes I'll pour an 805 or a Modelo or something if I want to keep it light, but more often than not, I'm bringing you like a really niche can from a microbrewery that you can't just go out and get, you know. So, hey, anyways, not real familiar with BitBoy, but heard he had some issues. Yeah, for sure. I hear you, but there you go. There's some backdrop. Glad that you came into the chat. Glad that you subscribed. We're going to wrap it up now, but thank you to everyone here in the chat. No community is greater than the sum of its members. And so thank you guys for making this community. He said, I'm not huge on alcohol, but I'm a cannabis grower that can appreciate the process. Hey, okay. You know, we had another guy on the chat that was a cannabis grower and was he was in the middle of starting his own channel. I can't remember what it was called. He was kind of a Bitcoin maxi though. But anyways, guys, no community is greater than the sum of its members. So thank you guys for coming on here every single day, making this community what it is, which is the very most hydrated crypto community on the entire internet. Thank you, Sal Blindenberg. Thank you, Francisco Santos. Thank you, TNT Media. Thank you, John 316. Cheers.